Loud. And I apologize, Sharon. During these calls, do we pause during the budget discussion?
That's probably not a bad idea.
Okay.
I'm hopeful this year that this is going to be extremely easy.
Okay, and let me share the screen. There we go. All right, welcome everyone to the November 26th iteration of the MicroProfile Steering Committee call. This is the fourth and final planned call of the year. We got a pretty busy agenda today. Well, actually, first, just an administrative note. Next week, we're canceling the technical call. It is the Jakarta One live stream. So everyone should register and attend the Jakarta One live stream. Today's primary topics that I definitely want to get through is the 2025 budget, anything where we're at on 2024 budget. I do want to talk about the guest membership in the Eclipse participation agreement. This is a topic that we brought up a while back, where we have guest membership defined in the charter, and I'm not sure it's fully aligned with how things work with the Eclipse Foundation. So that's a topic that I want to get to today. So those are the two top ones, and then we have some additional ones if we have time.
One question, do we want to first let Bernd Müller introduce himself as a new guest member?
Oh, yes. Sorry about that, Bernd. So I need to put Bernd, actually, go ahead, Bernd.
So hi everybody. Can you understand me? Is it okay? Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
This is a misunderstanding. So I'm not from German IJAC, but from Australia University. So my university joined Eclipse Foundation, and I personally joined the MicroProfile and Jakarta EE working groups. So I'm from Australia.
Okay. Awesome, welcome, and thank you. Sorry, I'll update the meeting attendees with your name in the proper location. I apologize, Bernd. Thanks for joining the call. This is you'll get a feel for the steering committee call and kind of how we do things here from this first call. I am going to pause the recording and transfer the discussion over to Sharon. By the way, Sharon, your email mentioned you have the budget as a PDF, but you also mentioned slide deck. And I did not see a slide deck in the actual email. So I thought I'd bring that up. You have the floor, Sharon.
Thanks. Thanks so much. So yeah, what I really did was...
Sorry, pause recording first. Okay, just for everyone and for documentation purposes, the ballot 2025 budget ballot passed unanimously for the attendees. So go ahead and re-ask your question there, Emily.
No, I just trying to say it's good for Sharon to speak, the guest member from high level, so it would be nice.
Yeah, so let me set up just a little bit of context. Ostfalia University, all right, Bernd. Again, thank you very much for joining and your level of interest in MicroProfile. So this is really more of a process question. In our charter, it states that we have to invite people, but from the Eclipse process side, if somebody shows interest, and I apologize, I'll let you define the rules, Sharon. They have to be like an associate member or above, and so on and so forth, right? So we kind of got this email that was unexpected saying, congratulations, you have a new guest member. But our charter says they have to be invited by us, right? So we have a process problem. Sharon, I'll let you go ahead and explain things. And will this require a modification of our charter? I just want to make sure that we're in sync from a process perspective. Go ahead.
So I appreciate that. So MicroProfile, your charter hasn't been updated. Let's see, when did we last update it? November 20. Actually, I think it's
I got it.
2021 was the last time we updated it. So as we've been moving forward with working groups in general and industry collaborations in general, one of the things that we adjusted in our master templates for going forward was that requirement for the invitation. And so as we've been going back and reviewing or making general changes to working groups when something comes up that needs to be adjusted, we've actually been adjusting that and removing it just as a general course of action. Because it is overhead that we just don't believe is necessary. If a working group, if an Eclipse Foundation member wishes to join a working group, we see that as complete positive, and I'm assuming every other member would love to see, expects to see the growth and happiness to have others come along and join the journey. And so what we've been doing is actually just completely removing it. If guest members show up, and they join a working group as guest, our typical approach is to welcome them as what's happened, and then make sure that they're on board and they understand the rules of engagement and so on and so forth, and have them show up and be a non-voting guest, especially with MicroProfile being so community oriented and everybody are welcome. That we just saw that level of process wasn't providing any bang for the buck and just creating overhead. So we've been removing it as we've been going ahead. We haven't had any working group say they didn't want it or like it, and it's just been a general process change over the years to streamline and make ourselves, including the working groups, more efficient and proficient. So does MicroProfile need to change their charter? Love to one of these days, because I can pretty much assure there are a lot more other general revisions that have happened since 2021 that we could apply. Do we feel that it's necessary to adjust the charter to have you streamline with the way we're doing it today? Not necessarily. So it's really up to you. We can certainly look at in Q1 to making any general revisions to the charter to align with where we are today. That's your call when you want to take that on. I suppose if everyone felt really strongly that you want to keep it, we could have a different conversation, but it's just not something that we're doing anymore in terms of our working groups. You're on mute again.
Okay. It auto lowers your hand if you start talking. I want an auto mic on if I start talking. So I noticed that the Jakarta working group has the same verbiage essentially in their charter. So they, whatever kind of applies to us would also apply to them. And I wouldn't be surprised if other working groups as well. So
yes, so MicroProfile and Jakarta EE are ones that we have not touched for quite a while, and probably you're coming up to the top of the list. So yes, it is something that Jakarta EE would have the same revision.
So are there thoughts from other steering committee members on this topic? Does anyone feel that we should update our charter? Or are we kind of okay with kind of the way things are? I'm guessing that we could also invite people to join that haven't proactively done so, right? And that would follow, the charter's perspective. Jan, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it could make sense for the next meeting to change that and align that. There's also another difference between MicroProfile and Jakarta. For some of the meetings in Jakarta, you need to be invited as a guest, especially so for the spec committee meetings, for example, or the steering committee meetings, they are not free to access for everybody. You need to be invited, and that's different in MicroProfile, where we are happy that the people join, so we don't need an especially invitation for meetings. And yeah, we should clarify that, but it's not an urgent task. But doing it might be a good idea because, yeah, we discussed a lot of about these processes because of that. And to clarify that for the future would be nice, I think.
So one of the things I can do, I can add it to my happy 2025 is slot in time to go through MicroProfile's charter, revise it to streamline it with where we are today. And a lot of where we are today is because the bylaws changed, right? So I can assure you that
I apologize again for interrupting. Is anybody else? Oh, sorry. I just saw I've got a bad internet connection, so it's probably happening to just me. Go ahead, Sharon.
Okay, so I can assure you that there's other things that aren't streamlined because the bylaws have changed since 2021. And so changes that happen into the bylaws actually drill down into the charters because at the end of the day, the bylaws takes precedent over the charter. So it'd be really nice to do a huge, kind of full review. Red line where the changes should be made. Talk about why they're there and why and how, and then take a vote of supermajority, have the charter revised to be more 2025, and we can make the necessary changes and go forward. So it's something I can schedule for Q1 2025 if you're in favor of that. And at some point, I'm going to get to you anyway, just so you know.
Okay, so John, I'm wondering whether you can share the charter. This is basically just that line. That's a kind of one sentence. Like
Emily,
so
I can Emily, I can assure you it's not just that line. We've made quite a few changes based on the bylaw changes over the years. And I can assure you there's going to be more than that will need to have some revisions. It's just general process as we move forward and things change that we want to make sure all the charters are kind of up to date and in line, and we've just not got to it yet, but it's certainly something we need to do.
Is there just so on the actual topic first, I really can't imagine a scenario where we would say no.
Right?
So
yeah.
And all our meetings are open anyway. It was the intent when we wrote the bylaw, when we wrote the charter, that people have to get invited by us. But in practice, I can't imagine a no. But the general question on aligning the charter to the bylaws, is there like a diff of the bylaw changes available publicly somewhere?
Ooh, there will be. I'll have to go back into our files, of course, keep everything. There would be a diff, and it might even be a couple of diffs, David, because we just haven't, looked at MicroProfile since 2021. But yes, we would give.
I mean the bylaws
Yep.
themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll have it. I'll just have to go search for it and be able to get them out of an archive for you. We certainly do. Every time we change the bylaws, we do diffs because the board has to approve it. So that's not a problem to be able to find those at the time when we're looking at the changes to the revisions to the charter. That would be redlined as well, and I would have a slide deck to walk you through all of those revisions and why they're there and how they apply to the bylaws and so on and so forth. So it won't be just a blanket change.
I'm taking a note here right now, and I heard you. I heard all of that, Sharon. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I apologize for my connection's not that great. I'll take a note on this. Are there any other comments?
So the other comments, I think, we discussed this. Is today or official day? We welcome Bernd to join our community.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome, Bernd.
Welcome.
Yeah, great. Thank you for your interest and your contributions already you have done.
Okay, so on all of our Git issues, tag Bernd. Okay, that's a new policy we're going to create. I'm just joking, obviously. Welcome aboard, and we just look forward to seeing you in future meetings going forward. So that's awesome.
Okay, I think I can probably drop now. John, I'll work with you to set up a time in Q1 to come back with those necessary revisions, and we could set some time for a steering committee call to present and walk you through any changes that we find in addition to that one.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much.
Okay. If there's anything else, reach out. Or Paul. Paul is here usually. And thanks for today. It was nice speaking with you, and went extremely well. So I thank you for that.
It's always nervous when you come to us, right? We're not the easiest.
You know what? It was, honestly, it went really, really well.
Yeah,
So yeah. Thanks so much.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah,
And thank you for the foundation, for the flexible tones and the great approach. And it's
Absolutely.
nice.
Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you
Thanks.
soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Reza, are you back?
Yeah, I've been back for
Okay.
a little bit. John, you feel free to just introduce the topic. There's no particular reason I need to do it, but
Yeah, so yeah, actually I was going to add this to the agenda anyway. So Reza basically posted about the Java 1 sponsorship opportunity, right? The question is going to be, and feel free to talk about the details, Reza. So we have remaining budget. Actually, this is potentially, if we have remaining budget, we could apply this for, let's see, I didn't see the date.
So
It's
John,
next-
are
yeah.
you doing any minutes? Do you want to
Oh, I
share
stopped sharing. Sorry, I forgot. I didn't continue sharing after sharing was done. There we go. So this is in the Google group, all right? The topic. So the question then is our level of interest for a Java 1 sponsorship opportunity. But Reza, go ahead and feel free to talk more details.
Okay, I think it's pretty self-contained. So really what it is Jakarta made a decision to go ahead and sponsor Java 1, by the way. Microsoft is a sponsor as well. In fact, we're a diamond, highest level diamond sponsor. So clearly we agree with this decision of supporting Java 1. Basically, what they're allowing us to do is piggyback on their sponsorship. It is a lowest level of sponsorship, which is not too surprising. But what it does come with is is definitely a booth. It doesn't come with a session or anything. So anyway, it's the lowest level sponsorship. They're allowing us to sort of slide in and include ourselves in the sponsorship as well. What do we get out of that? Well, basically we get a booth presence. So they'll share their 50% split with the booth. That's what we're getting out of the 5K. So then in the banner, it will say Jakarta and MicroProfile in a sensible way. Obviously, we can review that. Same thing with any kind of booth printouts and what else we have. We can definitely have our swag there. If we decide to print some swag for Java 1, we could do that, and they'll help us distribute the swag out of that booth. And of course, we can do whatever else we want, right? There'll be a booth sliding deck. We can add some MicroProfile content there, and again, we can collaborate with the Jakarta folks to do that. And of course, we can also we can have a booth presence as well. We don't need to, in a sense, because the Jakarta folks will just almost guarantee to be there. But if we wanted to, augment their sort of booth presence, booth stuffing, we could do that. So that's the deal. In my opinion, it's a bargain, and we're not going to get this kind of bargain with any other kind of conference for 5K. It's a good deal, and I don't know what else to say here. If we have the money, I think we should just go ahead and do it. The other thing you should be aware of is this Eclipse Foundation event is not happening next year. It's happening the subsequent year in 2016 in Belgium, as opposed to in Germany, which I think is a good decision. But anyway, that means that we don't need to sponsor that thing. So, and we're not sponsoring DevNexus, I hope. I think Vincent is here to corroborate or not that. I think DevNexus, you kind of get it for free if you're a nonprofit, like Jakarta and MicroProfile is. This would be like the one sponsorship we probably makes sense for us to do. Just to give you some context, DevOps is a lot more expensive than 5K for sure, right? And I don't think they have like the nonprofit booth thing either. So I think it makes sense. I think we should go ahead and do it if we have the money.
So one thing I did kind of bring up here, Reza, while you were covering the topic is our budget next year is 10,000, right, for marketing events, swag, white papers, and stuff. So just to let everyone know, that would be roughly half of our budget. I don't.
John,
Yeah.
you may be able to take it out of the underspend this year.
That was actually my next comment.
Okay.
So and what a great point, Paul.
Great minds.
Yeah. So that's something for us to think about. That would solve kind of that problem. And I'm sorry, I was looking for Sharon's email. I can't remember off the top of my head what that number is. But I think it's in the $2,500 to $5,000 range is kind of what we have to carry forward. Sorry, the unspent money. So that's just from memory. Sorry, I was digging around for the email while Reza was talking. So, what do folks think about Reza's idea proposal?
I think it's a great idea to basically sponsor Java 1 together with Jakarta E. My question is rather, I also asked them whether they could get Adoptium sponsorship as well. Do you know whether they have got Adoptium?
I can ask what I imagine here.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Raz, because Adoptium is a little Oracle looks at it in a particular way, and so it may not be.
From self-serving standpoint. Sorry.
Yeah, I just try to pick my words carefully.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say, but yeah. So I mean, from a self-serving standpoint, it would be better. Adoptium wasn't there. Like there were three things in the banner as opposed to just two. So yeah, I don't know. I imagine Adoptium is a touchy topic at or at Oracle at an Oracle conference. I don't know if somebody was going to put their foot down because after all of these sponsorship things are reviewed and so on. So yeah, I don't think we're in any kind of problematic situation because obviously Helidon and WebLogic and everything else is Jakarta E and MicroProfile too. But Adoptium is a bit funny in some ways.
Yeah.
So what is the expected attendance of the next Java 1?
I
I
heard,
apologize, Jan, I didn't see your hand up, but yeah, go ahead and please answer that question. Then Jan.
No, go ahead. Yeah. I will wait.
Okay. It's a tough one, John. So according to Sharath, it's going to be you. And remember, we're a diamond sponsor, so we're paying big money at Microsoft standpoint. So Sharath says 5K. I don't know if it's going to be 5K, to be honest. Last year, I was there. My estimation was it were actually more realistically around maybe 1,000 at best. But yeah, that's what they're saying. They certainly have the intent to bring it back, it seems, at least according to.
Are you sure, rather? Because I heard a different story. I heard that the site can only support, because that's the Oracle side, can only support up to like 600. I got a different number. I'm wondering whether Ed can clarify this.
Yeah, I mean that's what we were told, but maybe there's some miscommunication, and they really mean the entire cloud world attendance. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm just relaying what my marketing people have told me.
Yeah, because the thing is kind of I asked on the marketing committee, and then because this is the Oracle like a site, they said they have the facility can host up to like a few hundred. So that's kind of, yeah.
My understanding was the event's going to be hosted at Redwood Shores, and I think the capacity was 600.
Yeah, that's the mess. Yeah, I heard the exactly same story as the Paul.
Don't quote me, but that's just what I heard.
Yeah,
That is my understanding as well. But just like Paul, right? I mean, I'm a couple steps removed from this, so maybe I'm closer than Paul, but I'm not part of the planning group committee.
yeah.
Jan, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's a nice opportunity to present MicroProfile there. I want to keep in mind that we have to do some tasks creating these banners in different locations that is still open as far as I remember. Maybe you can tell me more. I found the responsible person is Olga, right? She's taking care of that in Europe and can send an order for the US continent to create a banner for MicroProfile, because that was missing for the last events already. Yeah, and maybe having some swag available would be nice too. And of course, there need to be stuff for the booth because an empty booth is not really helpful. So if people attend, that can also answer questions regarding MicroProfile is a requirement from my perspective.
Yeah, good point. Good point. We need to, if we sponsor a booth, we need to make sure at least one person from MicroProfile and should go there and represent.
Reza?
So as per my understanding, one of the nice aspect of this is like we don't actually have to do any work or in fact spend any more money, because Jakarta is going to create a banner anyway, and they're going to create the booth look and feel anyway. We just add our stuff there and review. I think as far as I'm concerned, that like as far as I'm aware, that's it. It's not like we have to pay extra money to get a banner and all that. That's in my opinion, that's another nice aspect of this. But absolutely, yeah, we should create our own swag and whatnot. And yes, obviously we had to pay for that, but I don't think we need to pay for anything else booth wise. I think we just review and make sure our stuff is included with Jakarta.
Well, sorry, I arrived a little bit late. Who will create the banners and the booth for MicroProfile at Java 1?
He just said there would be no need for a banner.
Oh, okay. Okay. So are we thinking there is money left from this year, 6,000 and something? Are we thinking that that is the money that can be allocated for Java 1 2025?
Yes. As an option.
As an option?
Paul, in all of his wisdom, came up with that idea.
And it's a good idea. I mean, like we literally just finished the budget saying we are coming up with good ideas on how to spend the money. So I think, you know, well,
yeah,
it
is a good idea to support Java 1 rebirth. This is one of the, I think it might be the third rebirth. So yeah, from our side, +1.
Yeah, so originally I thought if a top team, adopt team is also part of the party, and then we could basically negotiate the price. But since it's just us and Jakarta EE, I think this is is good. 5K, I think worth well, and also basically make a relationship with Jakarta EE closer, so which is good.
All right, so I have a
just
process
want to
question. Sorry, Emily.
Yeah, go ahead.
A process question, Paul, and by the way, that was intended to be a compliment. There was no slam in my prior comment. So is there any process, like, do we have to vote on spending this money at all, or do we just all kind of agree here that we're going to spend on this because it's like $5,000?
I mean, or you could just say, are there any objections?
Right.
Right.
Are there any objections on this call? Okay. Unanimous silence.
No objections
so,
noted.
Yeah, no objections.
Great. So I'm gonna go back to the Jakarta folks and tell them it's a done deal, and then yeah, they'll probably get in touch with you, John, about the whatever the logistics is of the money, and then yeah, we should, in the marketing side, we should plan accordingly, and namely get prepared and staff the booth and so on and so forth. So I will sort of liaison with that, but yeah, we should plan to stop the booth if you want it, and also plan to print out some swag, whatever number we decide is appropriate. So yeah,
Okay, and
I hope we're moving forward with DevNexus sponsorship as well, because that's also going to be coming up pretty quickly.
right. And Paul, who do we need to notify for the transfer on the Eclipse side?
I'd notify Sharon and keep Clark in the loop as well.
Okay.
Although Reza, I'm not sure who reached out to you, but whoever that was, it might have been Tanya as well.
Shabnam, Tanya, and Neil.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And okay, so looking at our agenda, it just sounds like we've come to a conclusion there. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at other things we may have had on the agenda. Yeah, here's the remaining budget, by the way. It was already in the notes. Okay, so we'll still have a remaining $1,300 to spend, and maybe that money could be used for swag at the booth.
Yeah, that's the first thought I had.
Any other thoughts?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. So there'll be logistics involved. And what would we want to, is it primarily t-shirts and stickers?
Yes.
Okay.
But the
So-
stickers need to be very small. They need to follow the, 1 inch, like what we have in the drive. They cannot be the biggest. Emerson, you're here. We need to make sure that we provide Eclipse Foundation with the right measures that is all found in the, again, we did it last year, but something was up and we printed the wrong size. This time we need to do it right.
Okay, and we could talk about this in more detail at the next marketing call about how we want to divvy up the money for which kind of swag. So let's be prepared to talk about that. Actually, I think we have one more marketing call this calendar year, but it's not until, sorry, I just looked it up. It's not
December,
until,
that was the last one.
yeah, March 18th to 20th is Java 1 2025. So we got, a little bit of time to talk about the swag stuff.
Mm-hmm. And when is Java 1?
18th to 20th, 2025. March 18th to 20th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do we know who will be at Java 1? So Emerson, are you prepared to go there or not?
I have the time, but it's not into my budget, out of my pocket to go there.
Are you saying you plan or do not plan?
I have the time, I have the availability, I have everything, but I cannot pay by myself like I have to do with the DevNexus less.
I see.
It's no, it's
Yeah.
pretty expensive one. See, if I want, and my company is not covering those costs.
Okay. I think we have
So
to.
we'll have to work on it. Yeah, booth attendance would be nice.
Yes.
Don't want to just drop swag off and run and say, thanks, Jakarta. Hopefully we can have some attendees at the booth as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll find out like whether we have any sessions accepted. Any of us are going to be there.
Right. Okay. All right. So let me take another note here. Remaining 2024 budget. $1,300 to be spent on swag for Java 1. Here we go. Okay. We got 4 minutes left. Have you heard back from Tarun? I guess I'll bring up that topic. Emily?
I have. Tarun said that he would basically trying to finish the current MP kind of the tutorial, and also he said he's interested in the update. I said we prefer you finish the current tutorial as soon as possible, hopefully by the end of this year, if possible, and then we can discuss whether we want to do the kind of the follow up for the basic update to MP7.
Reza, go ahead.
I can't tell if Vincent is here anymore or not, but Vincent, are we able to take advantage of the DevNexus nonprofit?
He said he had
only
to
had
leave
the
at
first
2:30.
Yeah, he left, unfortunately. He
All
only
right.
had 30 minutes of availability today. So, yeah, but feel free to pose it directly or on the one of the email aliases. That's really all I had for the topics today with 3 minutes to go. That is impressive for us to get through the entire agenda with only 3 minutes to go. That's awesome. What a well-run meeting.
Nicely done, John. So is this the last call for the year?
No,
This is the last steering committee, obviously. We've got one more. What is it? The December 16th is when we kind of shut down. Is that the date?
Oh, okay.
Amelia?
Okay.
yeah, yes, December 16th. The last one is going to be 2 weeks from now. I'm looking at the calendar.
Oh, 17th.
Yes.
Oh.
So we are back.
I'm not seeing it on my calendar.
I thought we had an entry for MicroProfile.
So it is on the 9th. We have the marketing. That is a Monday. And then on the Tuesday, we have the community on the 10th. And that will be the last week of calls
Got
for
it. Yeah, I see
MicroProfile.
that one.
So the 8th and the 9th. So whatever we need to discuss, I will be in the 2 calls actually, since I'm running the marketing for the last month. So yeah.
And then am I correct? Is that you're done at the end of the year, right, Paul?
That's correct.
You retire. Well, I won't be on the remaining calls. So
Ah.
I just want to say thank you. It's been really fun working with you in this capacity. It's I wish you good retirement. Again.
Yeah, thanks so much, Dave. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
I wish you all the whole community and all the best of luck.
Take me with you.
Happy retirement.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving,
You get the rest of the
everyone.
week off.
And happy retirement again, because you got
Yeah.
back from retirement to help Jakarta EE, and that was like years ago.
Yeah, no, it's been 2019 or something. So yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Time to go back and do whatever you were doing before.
Head up to the mountains, go skiing.
There you go. So happy holidays, everyone, and apologies I was a little bit 30 minutes late.
Yeah,
No
happy
problem.
holidays. Before you close out, John, did you mean it? Welcome Bernd and the university to be the guest member.
Yes, we did at the beginning of the call.
Okay, you mean it already. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I think I have it in here somewhere.
So I just it's very small. I couldn't work out. Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, thanks everyone, and I'll start a ballot sometime this week for the meeting minutes. So please go through the meeting minutes, validate them, and I'll start a ballot. Thanks everyone.
Bye everyone.
Great.
Yeah,
Thank
bye for
you.
now.
Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.